All right, guys, we're back with another week. Got a special guest, Cody Epps. And want to just shout out our sponsors, Carrick Home Design, Jubbies, and we got a new one, Growth Nutrition. They feature an in-house certified sports nutrition coach, and of course, go to Cougar Connect and subscribe, and save Damien as well. So let's get to it. Let's talk about this week. What did you think about your performance? Let's say first before we get into the nitty gritty.
I think my performance. This is gonna sound so weird, but I think I could have done a lot better. I had a catch in the back of the end zone that I really wanted to capitalize on to get us momentum going into halftime.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple routes that I could have done better on to give Jaron a possibility for me to be open. I made plays when my name was called, but I think I could have done better on my end.
Yeah, totally. I mean, how'd you feel scoring your first touchdown, though?
It was lit, but it was like put it like this. You know when you get a gift at Christmas?
Yeah.
But you gotta open the rest of the gifts?
Yeah.
So you open that gift that you really want, but you know like your grandma's gonna give you a pair of socks.
Yeah.
Or like somebody's gonna give you something that you like, thank you. Like so it was like that gift that I really wanted, but I still had to focus on the game. So it was more like I was lit, but I wasn't really lit. I was more focused on getting back in the game for that next drive.
Yeah, I feel you completely. I think, first of all, I was hyped for you. I was like,
Thanks.
oh yeah, 0 touchdown,
Thanks.
It was long overdue, I believe. But other than that, what do you think? How do you think the offense played? As, brutally honest, we know the score, what happened, but like for everybody out there, like how do you think it all went after getting to meet today and watch the film?
I think the obvious people are gonna be like, guys didn't run the ball well. Some guys didn't make plays on the back end to stretch the field. That's the obvious. That's like stuff that we can control, that's like not out of hand. Like we can double down on stuff like that. I think the biggest thing is now we really have to realize that it's a target on our back. Like we're still 19 in the country, so these teams that we're about to play, like Wyoming is a physical team, they're gonna bring their best. We're gonna play Arkansas. We can't look past Utah State. We have to play everybody week to week, and they're gonna give us our best. So I think the biggest thing, we may not have played our best, but I know for sure that we can do better. And I think the biggest thing is going into each week understanding that we have to play at a high level and a physical level to compete.
I feel like completely. Coming from the defensive end, they didn't do anything that we expected them not to do. They were going to go run down zone. They were going to throw the ball sparingly, and that's what they were going to do all night. And we watched the plays. You talked about scheme, we could talk about whatever it was, but it all came down to angles and tackling.
Yeah.
Like, we'd have them for a 1 yard gain, 2 yard gain, and 6 missed tackles later, and it'd be a 12-yard gain. Or they scored in 3 plays on their first drive, and we were shell-shocked, but we watched the 3 plays. We make 2 tackles, it's 3rd and 17.
Exactly.
And, it's a completely different ball game. But, at the end of the day, we got to look at it objectively. Like, we didn't play our best game, and I'd rather it happen week 3 than when we're coming down and we need a win at the end of the season to be able to go to a New Year's Six game. Because, we lost this week. There are other teams that lost. And at the end of the day, like, when it comes down to Stanford at the end of the season, like, there's going to be people that got to play in conference championship games. They get blown out. We get a spot. It is what it is from there. But, on a more lighthearted note, how did you think, the Nike Oregon, their whole, like, thing was? Yeah, their setup and, like, if it was intimidating or anything like that.
Nah, it wasn't. I wasn't really like thrown off. I was actually, and kudos completely to their staff, their facilities that they have up there. Like, they're cool, bro. Like, we've been thinking about that stuff since we were kids. Like playing NCAA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool. But like one thing that did throw me off, like, did you ever play at Eugene? At Austin?
Nah, this was my first time.
So when you came, like as a kid, you thought like Austin was a huge stadium.
Yeah.
When we came out, I was like, whoa, this is actually smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not as. That's the one thing that kind of threw me off. I thought it was going to be like like a Bryant Denny Stadium, like Alabama Stadium,
Yeah.
like where it's gonna be huge, but it wasn't that big.
Yeah, it kind of gave me like they got a couple extra sheets. Like they said they sold out with 52,000. Like kind of gave me Vanderbilt vibes. We had like 45,000 seats, and it was like kind of in that circle as well.
It's like a bowl.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, I thought it was cool. Like you could definitely tell that their turf was fast track. Like you could really get in it and stuff like that.
See, I didn't even know that. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
That's why I was slipping a couple times because it's really like once you get going, you're going.
Yeah. The thing that I really didn't like though, like I mean, of course it comes with like the intimidation factor, but it's not intimidating. I just don't like having to walk so far to have to go from the locker room to the stadium each time. That was just like kind of annoying because like I was already locked in and like, you know, it wasn't going good at half and I was like, I gotta make this walk, gotta see all these people.
You know what else? You know what just rang a bell when you said that? And another thing I was kind of disappointed at is the locker room that we had. I was kind of thrown off.
Yeah.
Like we're the visiting team, so like I don't care. Like you could give us, you know, a bungalow and we're gonna change. But I was lucky surprised, like this is Nike. Like I was expecting our locker room to even be like
nicer.
You know, like
exactly.
Like I was thrown off with that.
Yeah. I guess another thing, like I don't know, I heard this. Maybe it's not true or the cases. I heard they like pump in crowd noise or something like that.
Most likely.
Yeah, because like it was loud, but it wasn't really loud until like they played their like fourth quarter little like yell and shout song. Before that, like I got on the field and it didn't seem that loud, and then like I heard like a little like click or something and it sounded like more crowd noise came in and I was like, this isn't even like, it sounded like what you guys are doing at practice.
Yeah. No, what we were doing at practice was for sure louder.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we didn't have one, I don't think we had one false start or like a snap infraction.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one thing I'm kind of disappointed in two things. Personally, is like we made Bo Nix look way better than he was. I mean, all credit to him. Played a really good football game. You know, he did his thing, but like we made him look like he was like Christ reincarnated out there. 3 rushing touchdowns. He threw the ball 17 times, had 13 completions. Like that was like unheard of from, especially coming from him after the game that he played versus Georgia, right? And then I kind of found it a little bit disrespectful that they put in their backup quarterback with like 10 minutes left in the third quarter, because like I mean it gave us the ability to come back in the game, but like at the same time I was like, I've lost a lot of football games, but even like they showed at least the respect to like play it through until the fourth quarter. So you know I felt like it was just a little bit, you know, disrespectful, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But we gotta move on. We gotta go get a win this week.
Facts.
And you know it's nice to be back at home, especially after a game like that. But I think one thing that like Kalani talked about like today, like we can't be the team that like has a big win, then a big loss, and then go lay an egg on this, like play a tough game, eke out a win. Like we need to be able to capitalize on this win, because we play on Saturday, then we play on Thursday. So we can't like barely win and then play on Thursday and like barely win again. Like we have to dominate so it rolls over to next Thursday, and then we have 10 or 11 days off before we play Notre Dame.
Facts. No, that's a fact.
Yeah, but this week, what are you most excited about? Like, I mean, I know that, you know, we didn't play our best, but anything that you think that this week we're gonna show differently?
I think I'm most excited because Oregon played a lot of man press coverage, and I love man press because it's like once you get on a, like, you know, as a DB, like once you're in game time when things are moving pretty fast, once you make a couple plays on a guy in press man, you can kind of
psych him out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can kind of start getting to your tool bag and using a lot of tricks. So that's what I'm kind of excited for, the fact that they play a lot of press man and cover one and a lot of man situations, which is just get open, like win your matchup essentially. So exactly. I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah. The thing I'm most excited about is Wyoming's going to run down zone, just like Oregon ran down zone. And I mean, after you've seen down zone 57 times in a football game, you better be able to stop it the next week. So like, I'm excited to see, you know, we don't do anything different on defense. Like, now we got a couple of calls here, a couple of calls there versus whoever it is, but we're going to come back, do the same thing, and this time we're going to execute. We're going to tackle, and we're going to show that's the team that we were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And, you know, I respect it. They didn't drop us that far in the rankings. I mean, we didn't have a very quality loss by any means, but I think that it was showed that like it was just a fluke. You know, everybody's got a down week, and I think that this week will show, like, especially the resiliency to be able to play on Saturday, then again on Thursday, and show 2 good wins. I think coming up will speak a lot to our team, because I mean, I think that, I don't know, this is my personal opinion, I think that we were like not even just better than what we showed. We were like way better than what we showed this past weekend. Yeah. But I mean,
I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like nothing happens by coincidence. Like in this life, I feel like everything happens for a reason. That sounds so cliche, like we were supposed to lose. Like, no, that's not what I mean by we lost for a reason. I'm saying like we really got a full sighting of what it takes to be a dominant college football team. Like, it's week to week, physical, fast, efficient, intellectual football consistently from one quarter to the fourth. I think that's the biggest thing, and especially next year we're going into the Big 12, is going to be the same thing. We're going to be playing dogs week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like you said, you said it perfectly. Like, we have to take this loss and think about it objectively, not subjectively, and think about what can we do and really understand and comprehend about this loss. And I think the biggest thing, bro, is like, if we want to be a great team that holds the way, like the loving learning and all that type of stuff up to a high standard, we're gonna have to do that consistently week in and week out. It can't be 1 week we win and then we chillax on it.
Exactly.
You know? So
yeah.
So
like, I don't think by any means we went in there and underestimated them, but I think that we went off like of the fumes of a good win. You know what I mean? Like, the feelings are great, and we went out there and we're like, oh, if we play the same game as last week, the same result's gonna happen. But we gotta realize, like, we're not in the Big 12 yet, right? The Big 12, you can kind of see majority of the teams kind of play the same exact way. So, right, what works against Baylor could work against Oklahoma State, something like that. But playing an independent schedule, what worked against Baylor is not going to work against Oregon. It's not going to work against Wyoming. So, like, every week, I feel like what a lot of people don't understand across the country is we have to game plan significantly every week, because like, we're never playing the same team twice. Okay, we're going to play Utah State and Wyoming, who are in the Mountain West, but like, they're completely different football teams. Like, one's going to run down zone, the other one's going to throw it 70 times the next game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's funny that you said that, because that's so intuitive. Because think about it this way too. We're playing teams from different regions, a part of the United States of America. So even the recruitment is different.
Exactly.
The dudes that you're going against week to week, or you might play one dude that's a 5-star, but he's only 160 pounds. And then you might get another dude that's a 3-star, but he's 7'2" and can run down the field. So like, I even think the little things like that, just the recruiting is a tad bit different. You know, the game plan is different based off of who we're going against too, you know?
Bro, like, to that aspect, did you peep their safety that was like 6'6" that would come in the game? They had, like, their corner was 6'4", number 11, but then they have like a safety who would come in just
number
for
2.
It was 13.
Oh, 13, I know him, bro.
Yeah, he's cute. Like, he could line up and run off the edge and get to the quarterback.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like think about it like this too. The running backs that we played against when we played Baylor were downhill, physical backs.
Yeah.
The dudes that we just played against yesterday, that's why you use Chris Jackson as a scout.
Exactly.
These dudes were like Speedy Gonzalez on steroids.
Exactly. And
zigzagging through the field.
And then break tackles. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly, yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Like, I mean, we can't dwell on it. Like, we got to be able to look at the things that we need to improve. And like, I took that loss way more personally than a loss that I took like at Vanderbilt or something like that. Because sometimes I just knew I was outmanned and outdone. Like, I realized I was like, hey man, like, we put our best foot forward today, but like, I'm like, it's just not gonna happen. You know, when you line up against Georgia, like, but I think personally, we line up against Georgia, like, I think that we play like we played against Baylor. We give them a dogfight. We give them a dogfight. I don't know what the end score is, but like, I just knew sometimes when I lined up with my old teammates, like, it was just gonna be a lot harder. So that's why, like, when they were putting in their backup quarterback, stuff like that, like, those are things that I thought were trivial, you know? I was like, oh, well, you know, it is 38-7, but then boom, 2 touchdowns later, the game's back in, and I'm like, look at that, we scored twice in 5 minutes. Like, it's a real different ball game. So for us to lose the way that we did, it was a little bit of a gut check, of course, but I think that I think the ceiling is very, very high, and that one was just, you know, a chink in the armor. You just gotta repair it.
Facts.
But I guess I don't know. Looking at the other teams that were playing, I guess looking forward past the game, just have something to talk about. What do you think of how Notre Dame's been playing recently? Like, what do you think about how they've played and stuff like that?
I don't know, bro. They lost to Marshall, but bro, if you look at that Marshall team is loaded. Like, those dudes came to play. Like, that
Exactly.
wasn't like Marshall, a team that would go like 4-8 or whatever. You know, like that's a team that came to play. So I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited because that's like, even if Notre Dame is not what the world thinks they are, the traditional Notre Dame, that's still Notre Dame. You get what I'm saying? Like, to play against them and to get a win and to compete against them is still like bar none. Like, you're still living your dream as a college football player, you know?
World class. Like, I was just, I don't know if you saw the thing on Twitter, but so right now they got a backup quarterback because their quarterback's out for a season.
Yeah, I saw that.
But did you see the thing on Twitter? Like, he got on the phone with his offensive coordinator, and offensive coordinator just giving, like, probably, like, they panned onto what the offensive coordinator saying. He was just like, bleep, 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 and you just see his face. He's like, it was and he's like, I'm not gonna lie, dude's like 5'10", like genuinely, like, we throw somebody on our team back there, like, he'd probably give the same result, but it was probably the funniest thing I saw.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even see that. That. That's funny.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you guys got anything that?
Kevin, got some questions for him?
Yeah. How does your week change playing on Thursday, and do you like playing on Thursday after a loss?
Oh, well,
Saturday.
this week we're going to play on Saturday, but I don't know, answering
Saturday.
this myself. So in the SEC, don't play any games other than on Saturday. You only play on Saturday, and then the first week of the season, you could play a Monday game due to, like, Memorial Day or whatever the case is. So I've never played a game other than, like, 11 or set, like, even playing at 8 p.m. is absolutely ridiculous to me. But playing on
what time do you guys play? Did you guys play?
So, okay, pretty much how it works is, it kind of sucks in an aspect, right? You are good, you play the 2 o'clock or the 6 o'clock. You're not that good, you play the 11 a.m. every single time because, you know, the viewership, there's a lot of different things going on. The Big 12 plays their primetime games usually at 11, so, you know, the SEC might not get as many looks at that time. But when we play, like, we played, like, Ole Miss at Ole Miss. It was at home as a senior night. We played them at 6 p.m. They're ranked number 9 in the country. Oh, okay. So you get those 3 time slots, and that's about it. So I've never played any other time. So this Saturday to Thursday is going to be, like, ridiculously hard on me.
Playing at 8 o'clock at night is crazy, bro.
Literally.
It's crazy. Like against Baylor, I was amped up, and I'm gonna be amped up no matter what time of day we play.
Yeah.
I don't want it out there that, like, the time of day makes my game like change or, like, makes me less motivated. It just is pretty crazy, bro. Because it's like by 8:15, typically I'm hitting the sack, like not going to bed.
I'm like watching Netflix, chilling.
Literally,
like
I'm in the bed chilling. Like, I'm not going anywhere. My car is parked for the night.
Yeah.
So, like, playing at 8:15 is kind of wild.
You get like a high school vibe sometimes.
Yeah.
When we first started on Independence and going to that thing, like, I was still coaching high school ball, and I like rolling the same, like, this feels like high school football on steroids, right? Like, just like.
So when I played against Soul J, we had to fly to DC,
and they play on Saturday.
Bro, I think we played. The game started at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, dude, like, what's going on? And we were out there like 2 days prior.
Yeah.
So imagine you're in Cali. You know, we're kind of behind everybody else, you know. So you go out there, and then you get adjusted to their schedule, which is by 9 o'clock you're starting to doze off and get a little sleepy, and then it's time to get up and go play a whole 3 to 4 hour game.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, one of my friends actually played on Soul J's team. He was at Vanderbilt with me. And he was like, sometimes, like, they had to play Saturday morning.
Yeah,
which was like because he was like, they weren't allowed to have, like, I guess some schools in Maryland or that area, like, they're not allowed to have stadiums with lights, like, due to being in their residence past a certain time. So, like, they'll play the big playoff games and stuff like that, but then other than that, they play, like, on Saturday, which is so weird to me.
No, because we're what's
Dude, why am I watching this film right now? Like, exactly.
Nah, facts.
But yeah, no, I think I think that's going to be a true test because we do it twice. Like, we don't do a Saturday to a, what's it called, Thursday game, but we do a Saturday to a Friday, but we do a Saturday.
Who do we play on Friday?
We play East Carolina on Friday of Halloween weekend, but we play Saturday at Lynchburg, Virginia versus Liberty, which is 2 time zones away. That means we're going to travel on Thursday. That means we're going to play on Saturday night, right? And then we're going to fly back, whatever the kids get in early Sunday morning, right? Then we're going to have to prep, boom, 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 and then we play again on Friday. Like, I think that what people don't understand is, like, that's kind of vicious, especially with playing a different team every single week, and you have to do it within a 4-day schedule one week and a 5-day schedule the next week.
That's like past football, bro. That's like being a human.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bro, CEOs of Fortune 100 companies do that on a regular basis,
I know.
bro. Like, these dudes are getting 2 hours of sleep.
Exactly.
No, that is crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just wild, you know. It also makes it, I don't know, I guess for guys that are like, I mean, my family's not from here or anywhere close from here. I know yours is California, but like it makes it a little bit harder for my family to be able to come watch too, because I mean they run their own company and stuff like that. So it's a little bit harder for them to fly in like Wednesday night or Thursday morning to watch me play on Thursday or whatever. But they also work that day, and we're gonna play at 6 p.m. right? Yeah. That's like 7 p.m. their time, or for your parents it's 5 p.m. They might not be off work, so sometimes it kind of is like, darn, like we got to do that, but you know. I think it'll be exciting for sure. I want to see how the body holds up.
You know, like, no, the funny thing is, too, you know how Kalani says, like, we're the toughest group of men?
Yeah.
Like, bro, we're doing it. Like we're coming up and showing up to play on a very rigorous, like...
Capital J journalism question for Gabe here.
Okay.
Navy? Like,
Tuesday night.
Bunker down to the team hotel for most of that day, so, like, are you watching?
Yeah, exactly. The Vandy Hawaii game is the only game that I pretty much missed. But like other than that, like I find it to be nice. I don't know what your personal opinion.
It's so chill. Like we literally, bro, like we take care of this stuff in the morning time. Like he said, like meetings. All we do is just run through like.
You guys, we're having some weird like in and out web connection issues real quick.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna see if I can work on the router inside. I'll be right back.
It'll be pretty tough to be. It'll be pretty tough to be geeked up from. 9 a.m. till 8:15.
Yeah, like Doc was telling us, he was like, all right, don't start getting amped up till like 30 minutes before we go to the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, or like you'll just mentally be drained, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cody, I think we're streaming fine.
Like, I'll be totally honest. Like, I have a hard time getting amped up all day for an 8:15 kickoff. And so, like, I have other teams. Like, I'm going to follow my alma mater, just like Gabe's going to watch every one of Vanderbilt's.
Where'd you go?
Before. I went to Syracuse.
Oh, I'm a big Syracuse basketball fan. I was born in New York. So.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
So, like, Cody's got, like, a billion teams that he probably follows just because of, like, whole modern day kids, right?
Oh, no. So it's hard not to watch him.
Yeah.
Did you get that question in the chat?
But
Coaches can't comment on him.
Any coach could ever dream a thing up because you guys actually are restricted to what you could talk about with it.
Yeah.
So.
I know that's funny to this aspect. So like when I was in the portal, right, I was getting recruited by Arizona State, and my best friend, there's just an aspect of you watching a lot of people, right? So like 22 of us at Vanderbilt like hit the transfer portal, and like we're all over the. Awesome. We're all over the country and everything like that. So right now, I'm actually like locked into like Ole Miss is playing. My friend plays safety there. My other friend plays at Arizona State. The other friend plays like at Wake Forest. I'm over here watching everybody. But I remember Arizona State was talking to me, you know, offering me. They're like, well, I want you to come down here. I'm talking on the phone with Herm Edwards, and now it's ironic that Herm Edwards got fired a couple days ago after their loss to Eastern Michigan. Yeah.
Well,
but.
shout out to friend of the stream, Sean Aguano. He's been head coach now at Arizona State.
Okay.
Who he's a little bit friend of our program. He used to coach high school ball in Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler.
He coached Jacob Conover and Gunnar Romney.
Tate Romney too.
And Tate, yeah. I think Tate's senior year was the new coach.
Oh,
yeah.
I believe that was the year that Aguano went to ASU as the running back coach. Now he's the interim head coach.
Look at that. That's called fast turnout right there.
So Gabe, we have a question in the chat for you.
All right.
And from a fan. It's Connor Nicole.
Right.
He says this is super important.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can qualify. You're a qualified barbecue expert. We actually Coug Connect texted you for Austin expert opinions, but they say super important question for Gabe. you're in Nashville. Are you hitting up Martin's or Jack's BBQ? Have you been to Nashville, or can you speak to this?
Well, Vanderbilt's in Nashville.
Oh, well.
But I'm not hitting up either one of those places.
Okay.
I'm going to the Peg Leg Porker. It's kind of like in Midtown-ish area, the Gulchish area. I think that's the best bang for your buck, and it's also kind of a nice vibe. So I definitely go there. I think that Martin's is a little bit overplayed. We had it all the time.
I like Maggiano's.
Yeah, I liked it. But after you have
Until you
it
can't
every
do it
single week,
It's like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I like Chick.
Growing up, I was always with my grandma, my mom, my uncle. But then my uncle got older and he started going and hanging out with his friends. So I'll be with my grandma and my mom. And I wouldn't want them on the grill, you know, like they're women. You know, I want them like chilling and me
Yeah.
bring them some food, you know, like.
yeah.
So I would be on the grill. I started grilling at like 13. I typically grill like the basic stuff, like chicken, hot links, probably some steak. I love to do fish too. Like when you get like some smoky fish on the grill, it's gas. So I'll say myself. I don't have like a spot.
Are you a straight griller until they sponsor us?
Send me a new switch. Mine's broken.
But yeah, so I've been getting
Griller.
really into smoking. Like I've been smoking like everything that I can. Learned how to smoke pineapple recently. You ever smoke pineapple?
Ew.
Oh,
Ew.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna put my foot down. Anybody. This is for the mass public. If you like hot pineapple, get out of here, please. If you like it on your pizza, if you like that thing anywhere where it's not in a smoothie, or if it's cold, like, please do not contact me. Like, do not contact me. Thank you.
It's good for your digestive system.
Okay, I will do something else. Give me some turmeric. Like, I don't need any of that hot pineapple.
So even in Tucano's, have you been to Tucano's?
Yes,
yet?
they took us there a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
you're not getting the pineapples.
No, dude, you can pass. I'll flip it to red when it comes around.
Give me a slice.
he just
a
said
slice.
Yeah, you can have it all. Yeah.
Nah, but he's right. I can't do too much of it. I do
Sure.
get the concept of it. It helps your digestive system, and I'm all about health. You know, like I'm all about my health being on tight. But I'm not a big pineapple on pizza type of guy either. I don't.
Yeah, that Hawaiian stuff.
No.
Man,
Hey, your
that's for the
roommate-
birds.
Your roommate Chris, his go-to is pepperoni and pineapple. Did you know that? That's his go-to.
See, Jack.
Yeah.
I would define C Jack as a connoisseur of everything. C Jack can essentially eat anything. Like I'm not saying he's gonna eat a rat's foot if you cook it in front of him, but like anything on pizza, I think that dude would devour it if you gave it to him. I wouldn't put it past
I
him.
had an NIL deal. We went and we're doing a pizza NIL deal, and the guy's like, "Get whatever you want." And he's like, "I want pepperoni and pineapple."
Yep.
I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" That's my go-to.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could.
Did you see my face right now? Like the spice. I'm also not a big guy. Like barbecue is about the only time there it could be like sweet, spicy, tangy. But like I'm not even the biggest barbecue fan unless it's like 3 spots. And like even when it's those 3 spots, like I'm gonna give me some brisket.
See,
Like
I'm the opposite. I'm not a big fan of spots barbecue. I'd rather. Do you know like cookouts? Like when you go to cookouts
like a
and like
family
people,
cookout?
yes,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That barbecue to me is like top of the line. I don't know what they put in it or what it is. It's cooked with love or something.
No, it's because you're having a good time, and like there's no way your mind's gonna be like, this food, it just blows. Like
Yes.
there's been
times.
I don't know.
Bro.
I feel like there's times where I eat some stuff that if I didn't eat it at the cookout and I ate it like for leftovers the next day, I'm like, what was I eating last night for me to think that was good, in my personal opinion? But there's this one spot. It's in Lockhart, Texas. I used to play football. Like we drive out like 45 minutes, like the whole team and everything. But then it was like this hole in the wall. Like I guess like spots are different, but like it was this hole in the wall spot, and like we'd all go. We had like 40 white kids and like us 2 mixed kids. We'd be just in the thing, and they'd cook us the best barbecue I've had in forever. I couldn't even tell you what it's called, but if I drove in that little town of Lockhart, like I could definitely spot it.
See, that's probably what the difference is too. You're from down south.
Yeah.
Well, you live down south.
Yeah.
So like they really do. I feel like they really do barbecue down there.
Yeah.
Like they have spots that barbecue. California is not a barbecue town.
No,
It's either Mexican food
It's also
or Chipotle or
Yeah.
Starbucks.
It's also not Mexican food.
It is.
No, I have
You've
to say
never been to
no.
a taco food truck, obviously.
I have.
In Southern California.
I have. I used.
I
okay.
literally can stay up at 3 a.m. to go get that.
My friends that run their other podcast, Momentum Truck, they took me to Taco Tuesday on the street like next to USC, and they only come on Tuesdays. Like I had it, the pineapple thing. I can't for right now.
With the pork.
Yeah, with the pork. Pastor, whatever the case. I had the whole 9 yards, and I was like, it's okay. I'm a big Tex-Mex type guy. Like I don't think it gets better than Tex-Mex. Like in my personal opinion, like Tex-Mex is where it's at.
I will say there's a huge difference between authentic like straight carne, straight out of like border towns, Tijuana, San Diego, and Tex-Mex. Like there's a huge difference.
Yeah, but
people think that they're similar because they all come from Mexican food, like authentic Mexican food. They're very, very different.
But like Juarez border town Mexican food, like that's
more
even
Tex-Mex side.
yeah, that's
Sure.
even more like
Yeah,
Tex-Mex
absolutely.
side. Like, and you go to Taco Truck. Well, I didn't even know
El
Taco
Paso
Truck.
also has some really good Tex-Mex.
Yeah,
just because
which
they're
is
right
great.
there. Yep.
Yeah, because I do the long route from here to Texas, and I'll drive to Tempe to see my friend, and then I'll drive through El Paso. And when I go to stop, like I'll literally be like right on the border and just boop, grab this, come back in, and then just go back home. And it's like some of the best food that you can get.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
How was the Mexican food in Eugene?
Didn't get any Mexican food in Eugene. Although I got a fire wing place. If y'all want a recommendation,
I'm okay.
Okay.
if you're,
I probably won't ever be.
I mean, it's not Wingstop, but
Yeah, I'll never be in Eugene again. But like, you know, I got friends that go to Oregon.
I feel the same way. I'll hold off on my hot takes because I don't want about Portland that I have after this weekend. But I don't want to overrun Gabe's PSA about pineapple. Which, by the way, Jake's already uploading that to Instagram. It'll be there like the next time you open up the app.
You'll probably go viral. No pineapple. It's like a Kanye moment. Like, no pineapple. Yeezy says no pineapple. You hear me, America?
We're gonna Photoshop the deal with the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Cody, can I out you about something from the weekend?
Yeah.
It's not about you, but Gabe maybe didn't see this, but y'all were talking about the locker rooms at Autzen Stadium, which is the visiting locker room. I'll just say, very interesting choice, Oregon. Very interesting choice. I get it though, like their visiting locker room, like you want to show some intimidation factor or whatnot, which is weird because I think the visiting locker rooms at LES are secretly better than the home ones, but that's a whole different subject that we won't get on anymore.
No clue.
I've never.
I have no clue.
The visiting media room, the post press conference, the post game press conference.
The tent?
It's not even a room. The tent. How was it? How was
True. You see, stuff like that. I don't think, like even the locker room. I didn't think that much of it. I was just more surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm being honest with you. Like, everywhere in the SEC is not glitz and glam. The only place that was actually like one of the nicest I've ever been to is Texas A&M. Like, they got it nice over there. But like Florida and at Tennessee, they cut the hot water off. Like, we just shower in the cold. That was miserable, bro. Like, because it was rivalry. Like, I thought that it was like, I think we bring a lot of people to the games because like it's different, like, because we don't have a conference. But like in the SEC, you only bring
I'm sliding you
70
a photo.
people.
This is a photo. It's on my Instagram at Keyshawn Walker. Y'all can see it. This is where Cody gave his infamous post-game press conference speech where he accepted the award for first career touchdown at BYU. How's that media podium look though? I mean, come on. Like, is this?
Well, I'll be honest with you.
Is this what Pac-12 Network money buys?
I've never been on a media stand, so like, you know, this would be nice to me regardless. You know, get a little bit of love.
How different is this?
I think from his perspective, essentially, he's a media guy.
It'd be like us playing on like rocks and dirt.
Yeah.
It would be like, so you have this money and we're playing on rocks and dirt.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Like so I get where you're coming from, but from me, like when I walked in, I was just like, all right, let's sit down, let's talk.
It's like, people are here, they're sitting there, there's a table for me to sit.
Also, after a loss too, like I generally don't get, like I don't even want to have this media conversation. So like, but if we would have won, I'd been like, look at this, man, like we just caught a dub and you guys put me in this. Like that's what I would have felt like. But I was lost, and I was like,
Stuff like that really does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
yeah.
I thought it was cool to be in a tent. It's easy to get in and it's easy to get out.
Yeah.
As you said, you probably thought about it way less than we did, which is
Yeah.
fine. Like, I get it. That's not where you guys are coming from. I just thought it was a little bit ironic. A little interesting choice. Oregon. That's all. It was very similar to the one, by the way, last year at USC. USC had a very similar media tent.
I didn't see that.
But it was about 2.5 times that size, at least. So, I mean, it was a good size.
Respect.
But I mean, I think
BYU, I covered BYU when they were in the Mountain West Conference. A lot of the Mountain West schools don't even have like a visiting media area.
that's what I'm saying.
So we would literally just like huddle around. It's Bronco Mendenhall back then, like coach or like whatever player. We just huddle around right outside the locker room.
It'd be like the post interview.
See, I think that stuff. I don't even think that like that stuff really like they put emphasis on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like even the locker room, like I didn't even see it as an intimidating thing. It's just a locker room for us to get.
No, I don't think the locker room was into. I think also to that aspect, I got something to comment on after this. I think just the walk was just like the intimidating. Like for us now, that's not that intimidating because we have as many BYU fans as they do Oregon fans there. But let's say it's like. Yeah, Liberty's traveling
Go
all
Cougs,
over
baby.
there.
Go Cougs.
Yeah. But like Liberty traveling over there, they just see like Eugene people quacking, and then like the band being in the
Tunnel with
in the
you.
tunnel while we were going, and they're like high five, and I was like, this is weird. I just thought it was weird in my personal opinion, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, this like could be like very off topic what I'm about to say, but
I think
I'm
that's
about to go way off topic too. So go.
very
under
I was just like, really?
like who just blazed right here.
Like I was like, really? Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm about to go play. Like, that is just kind of disrespectful in my
Somebody-
personal
One
opinion.
of your teammates had their pupils dilated.
Somebody. I think we were walking through some.
Oregon, like
No.
they can't do anything.
Listen, I think the cops knew. They probably thought it was one of us. Because did you see the cops walked behind our right when we came out fully padded up, like
Yeah.
when we were ready to go. Cops walked behind our stands
Yeah.
with the dog that was
Oh,
smelling everything. So they
yeah.
probably thought it was us.
Us? Come on, us.
That's what I'm saying.
Us. Us. All right, that's all I can say is
There's
us.
one college football
If there's
team that you're
one.
not worried about getting a contact high from, it is the players from the Brigham Young University.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
the
that-
Universidad de
And just,
Yeah.
play,
yeah, ridiculous.
That's why you fly
Ridiculous.
private.
Respect.
but it's still respect. But bro, they still checked.
Oh no, that was probably okay. I was like, I knew exactly what it
full
was.
disclosure for the podcast.
Like-
that was a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
total
yeah.
joke.
Cougs,
To- total
never.
joke.
Cougs.
Total joke.
We get tested faithfully. Cougs.
Yeah.
We're good.
But like the craziest part was like I was like, I know I'm in Oregon because most times when we fly, it's like one person gets checked here, one person gets
Yeah,
checked. Every other person got checked, and I was like, it's because you could have small amounts of drugs of any kind in Oregon. They're like, this is not coming back to Utah, and I was like, nobody wants to bring it back to Utah because like we were going on that walk before the day that we got there, and there's like crackheads left and right, and they're just sitting in the bushes, and I'm like, whoa, bro.
Is this
And
in
like,
Eugene?
yeah, this is in
You should have
Eugene.
gone to Portland for a night.
Dude, that's wild, man.
Portland's gross.
Yeah, but
You want to talk about contact highs? Go on.
yeah, like,
Hey,
like
Cougs, we need to send some mission.
dude, I was like, oh, you're real camouflage, ain't you? Like 0 dark 30 in this thing, ain't you? What else we got? What's your off-topic comment?
All right, so the one I was gonna bring us back a little bit to football.
Okay.
Although this is way more entertaining. So, see, this is what you guys get. If you're on the YouTube channel, tickle that subscribe. You can get a notification every time we go live here. Podcast feed, same thing. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. We're on a couple of those places. Amazon Podcasts. Y'all heard about that?
No clue.
Apparently that's a thing.
Huh?
We're getting some good traffic. So shout out to our Amazon users.
Okay.
Let's rotate back to football and we'll wrap it up with that, okay? Because you gotta. I know it's not Oregon. I know it's not traveling to the gem state or whatever. That's Idaho. Whatever Oregon is, the plant state we'll call them. But you guys do have Wyoming this Saturday. You guys. Neither one of you are from Utah. Neither one of you really grew up a BYU fan. Do you guys know anything about the BYU Wyoming history? It's a really long history.
I can make an educated guess on the history.
Well, okay. What do you know, or what can you?
I can infer that both teams probably have some hard-nosed, tough white boys in the past
Sure.
that played some really good football, that fought to the last minute of the fourth quarter, and that's what this rivalry is about. That's what I could infer.
My guess, right? You know, they're from what I kind of know about like Wyoming, like they're like, this is gonna be really off topic again, but like they're like high altitude, right? Like when you go over there, it's like altitude this, altitude that, altitude this. They plaster it, and it's like 7,200 elevation or something like that.
7,500 feet.
Yeah, and like they played Air Force last week, which is like the second largest, or even higher than them, and like whatever the case is, but maybe like something along those lines.
It's right there. So Laramie and Colorado Springs are only like they're like a 90-minute drive apart.
Yeah.
So they're almost the exact same altitude. Yes. So Wyoming is very serious about their altitude. Very, very serious about their altitude. That's true. And the BYU Wyoming rivalry. And I know that's a weird word to use right now because they played all of like 3 times in the last 15 years or something like that.
Those rivalries are the best though, because like you get your lick and you.
There was originally a huge
Steal off on it.
BYU Wyoming rivalry. These two teams played every year starting in 1922 until about 2011 when BYU went.
Wow.
So they were playing pretty near every year. They fought through the old Western Athletic Conference, the old WAC.
The whack.
They fought through the Mountain West. Obviously, they were both founding members, I believe.
Yes.
Back in 1996 of that league, and then until BYU went independent in 2011. So this rivalry goes back forever, so long that there were only 2 teams that had played BYU longer than Wyoming. Can you guys guess those 2? You probably know.
Utah State.
Utah and Utah State. So there's Utah, the oldest rivalry.
Your brain is on point right now.
Utah
Go
State.
Cougs. Education is very important. Go Cougs.
Right.
Go Cougs.
That's what happens when you get that contact in the Oregon locker room. And then Wyoming's number 3 right there. So,
But where's Boise on this? It was like 4.
No, we started with Boise in the 2000s.
so Boise State's only been a 4-year university for like 40 years.
Oh.
They were a junior college until 90s?
Yeah.
92? Something like that, yeah.
Oh, so they're like the rise
Yeah,
was
they're
pretty. It's
super-
like pretty cool because
Yeah,
like they done it.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make America great again.
But yeah. So I'll get you guys out of here on this. I'm going to give you an over-under how many times BYU's beaten Wyoming in their history.
So what you said from 1922
Yeah,
to
so they started playing in
2011.
1922. Pretty near.
So like 95
yeah,
times
pretty
they
near
played.
every year until BYU went independent. Back in 2011, and then only a handful of times since then. Our most recent meeting was in 2016 in the Poinsettia Bowl.
Josh Allen versus Jamal Williams.
That's right.
And who won?
Taysom Hill at quarterback.
Around.
BYU won that
Go
game.
Cougs.
Around.
Go Cougs.
So BYU won that game in a rainstorm.
Okay, I'm going with BYU 57, Wyoming 36.
So my brain is not on the calculating spectrum of his. So I'm just gonna say
100-year history.
yeah. So I'm
Not quite 100 games.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just do out of 100. I would say BYU.
Get it out.
60, Wyoming 40. I kind of want to say 70-30 though. BYU.
So if you'd said that, you actually would have had the number of Wyoming victories right. So BYU is 45, 30, and 3 all time against Wyoming.
So that was pretty close.
30-3.
Soon to be 46, 30, and 3, right?
Soon to be whatever we want it to be.
Yep.
Hashtag go Cougs.
Go Cougs. But we don't know the results yet.
Yeah.
Go Cougs.
We play 4 quarters for a reason, and just say we're not gonna go into double OT this weekend. We're gonna finish it first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and we're gonna go get some good sleep that night.
Wait, but we don't know yet. So go Cougs. We're gonna play hard. Go Cougs. Love and learning.
Namaste.
Shout out.
We
So
got
this Saturday, 8:15 p.m. kickoff, LaVell Edwards Stadium. That's on ESPN2
Yep.
for those not in
The
Utah.
deuce.
Or the Deuce. Or come out to LES and watch these guys.
Yeah, we need 65,000. We need the TV remote control with my arms for the crowd to get louder for sure.
We'll be there.
We got any questions in the chat, or I'm about to sign off?
I've got some ha-ha-has and
This might be a sadder question, but like, what's practice gonna be like this week coming off of a loss, and how do you guys plan on going into it?
Kevin sounds like he's gonna be working for ESPN pretty soon.
Try to get some insider information, the inside scoop.
free journalism.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
My personal opinion is, I mean, the standard doesn't change. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. It's a nutrition with their in-house certified sports nutrition coach.
Oh, there's also some autographed posters from players at the Provo Mall of Pro Growth Nutrition if people want to get them.
Autographed, signed. You heard. Cougs, we're out.
You know what it is. Go Cougs.